Hello students, so welcome to the second part of the circle chapter. Now this particular video is going to be very important because whatever the sums which are included in HOTS, that is question number 7 and 8, are very important as per boards. Okay, so make sure that you understand each and every sum very properly. So let's start with the first one. Okay, so here we have the question and the figure is on the right hand side. They have given PQ is the diameter and XY and X dash Y dash are the tangents, and we have to prove that angle AOC is 90 degree. So all of you just have a look at the figure. I'm talking about these two triangles, what I've done tick with green color. Okay, so now these two triangles we are going to prove congruent. So let's see the marking. So I can say that PA equal to AC, that is nothing but tangents from external point. PO equal to CO, that is radii of the same circle, and AO is the common side. So I can say that these two triangles are congruent by SSS test. That is this particular step what I have showed. Triangle PAO is congruent to triangle CAO, that is by SSS test. Now since the triangles are congruent, just see the figure. Since the triangles are congruent, can I say that this angle, see this, POA is equals to AOC. I can say that these two angles are equal. I'll mark these two angles as X, that is CACT from 9th standard property. Okay, congruent triangles property. Now how I proved these two angles equal X and X, can I similarly prove that these two angles are also equal, that is Y and Y? That is the statement 2 what I have marked. COB equals to BOQ, that is equals to Y. Okay, now the last step is, now since PQ is the diameter, see the figure, this total angle has to be 180 degree because PQ is the diameter, so it is a straight line. So if I substitute the value of POC, that is 2x, and if I substitute the value of COQ, that is 2y, I get 2x plus 2y equals to 180, divided by 2, I get x plus y equals to 90. Now from the figure, if I remove all other things, okay, if I'm removing all other things, let me just mark x and y. We marked this as x and this as y. So this total angle we proved as 90 degree, and that angle is nothing but angle AOB. Okay, that is angle AOB. That is what we have to prove, 90 degree. Okay, students, in the question there is a small mistake. We have to show that AOC is 90, which is wrong. It has to be AOB. Okay, yes, there is some rectification in the question. Angle AOB equals to 90 degree. Let's see the next one. Now there are two chords intersecting each other at point M, and we have to prove something. Now I have done the figure, chord AB and chord CD intersecting at point M. The green dotted lines are nothing but the construction part. So we are taking these two triangles. Now see the marking what I have done. I have done two dots at angle A and angle D. Again students, I am using single letter for explanation, and when you write, you have to write down in 3 letters. Okay, so angle A and angle D are nothing but angles inscribed in the same segment. By property, these two angles are equal. And at vertex M, you can see angle M equal to angle M. These are nothing but vertically opposite angles. So I can say that these two triangles are similar by AA test. That is what I have proved here. Triangle AMC is similar to triangle DMB by AA test. Now as the triangles are similar, I can take the sides in proportion, that is CSST, corresponding sides of similar triangle, and what we want, according to that, I am going to cross multiply the second and the third ratio. So I get CM into BD equals to BM into AC. Okay, students, for writing the steps, you can pause the video anytime and take down the steps. Okay, so that is the second sum. Now let's see the third one. Students, the third sum is very important as per boards. Okay, yes. Now let's see what they have given. They have given that we have a circle inscribed in triangle ABC, where triangle ABC touches the circle, okay, at point LMN. So the first thing what I've done is construction. You can see that in red, that is PL, PM and PN. Okay, these are nothing but the radii which are perpendicular to the tangent. So that is the first step what you have written, and the reason is tangent perpendicular to radius. Okay, so now what I've done is, students, I have redrawn the figure, okay, for you to understand more properly. Okay, now this is the next step. Now I have done an extra thing in the figure. Okay, I have drawn some green lines. So now the whole triangle ABC, okay, is divided into three triangles. Have a look at the figure. First triangle is triangle APB. You can see my cursor moving. APB is the first triangle. The next triangle is DPC. Okay, triangle BPC, and the third is APC. Okay, so the given triangle is divided into three triangles. So can I write? See the first step. That is area of the whole triangle. That is triangle ABC is equals to sum of the areas of these three triangles. Okay, now if you carefully look at the figure, that is triangle APB. The formula for area of triangle is half into base into height. So the base is AB and the height is R, that is PL. Okay, so for the first triangle I have written half into AB into PL. Same way for the second triangle I am writing half into the base is BC and the height is PM, and similarly for the third triangle it is half into the base is AC and the height is PN. Okay, now if you see, let me highlight PL, PM and PN. These are nothing but the radii in the circle, radii of the circle. So the next step what I am doing is, I am writing the step again. Instead of PL I am writing R. You can see I am showing with arrows. Instead of PM I am writing R, and instead of PN also I am writing R. Okay, now the next step where I have done 2 star marks, we are just taking half R common. If I take half R common, what is left inside the bracket? That is AB, BC and AC. Okay, and that is what we have to prove, students. We have to prove this step. Okay, that is area of the whole triangle is equals to half bracket sum of all sides into radius. Now they can just change the question to this. Prove that area of triangle is nothing but half into perimeter of triangle, okay, into radius. So the meaning is same. Okay, an important sum, students. Let's see the next one. Okay, easy sum. Let's see. Now they have given the arc ABC. See, I'm marking in the figure arc ABC. This arc is given as how much? 230. Okay, this arc is given as 230 degree. By inscribed angle theorem, I can say that this angle D is half of the arc, that is 115. Okay, that is 115. That is the first step. You can see. Now let me remove this from the figure. Now the next step is this: opposite angles are supplementary. So if angle D is 115, what about angle B? Again, students, I'm using single letter for your understanding. So this is going to be 65. Opposite angles are supplementary. And the last step is you have to find the exterior angle, which is going to be 180 minus 65 linear pair. That is again 115. Okay. So inside angle theorem, opposite angles of cyclic quadrilateral and linear pair. Yes, basic sum and important. Students, the next sum is again an important sum, sum number 5. Okay. So the first step. Okay, first thing, just read the last line of the statement, what they're given. You have to find the length of the tangent segments from B. Now, what is the meaning of that? From B, you have to find out the tangent segments to the circle. Means, see the figure, you have to find out the value of BP and BR. Obviously, they are going to be same because the property is tangent from external point. So, we have to find out the value of BP or BR. First thing, they have given it is a isosceles triangle having perimeter 44. So see the first step of calculations, that is triangle ABC, perimeter is 44, AB plus BC plus AC is 44, and in the question they have given that AB and BC are congruent. So I'm taking that as X. So X plus 12 is 44. After shifting 12 we get 32. x is 16. So x is 16 means what? We have the value of AB as 16, the value of BC as 16. Let me write near the figure. This is 16, this is 16, and the value of AC as 12. Okay, so that is the first step of calculation. You can check after you add everything, you get 44. So your calculations are correct. Okay, now let's see the next part of the calculation. That is, they have given in the figure AB is equals to BC. Okay, I'm talking about this step, students. I'll just put an arrow. You can see the left hand side of the screen. AB equal to BC. Now from the figure, what is AB? AB is nothing but AP plus BP, and BC is nothing but equal to BR plus CR. Okay, now we are using a property of tangent from external point. See the part what I'm shading with pink. BP equal to BR. Okay, now see the next step. I'm writing AP plus BP equals to, instead of BR I'm writing BP. Why? Because BR is equals to BP, that is tangent from external point. So what I get, the step as AP plus BP equals to BP plus CR. Okay, and there is an equal to sign. So what I can do, I can just cancel BP and BP from both sides. So what I get over here is AP equal to CR. See the figure, I get AP equal to CR. Now have a look at the figure, students. Can I say AP is equals to AQ and CR equals to CQ? Again, the property is this. I'm highlighting with pink. Yes, because tangents from external point. Okay, tangents from external point. So what I've written in the next step, see here, I got AQ equal to CQ. Now from the figure, let me remove all other things. Okay, now just see the figure. If I get AQ equal to CQ, means what? Q is the midpoint. So I can say that AQ and CQ both are 6. Okay, now if AQ is 6, can I say AP is also 6? Yes, I can say that AP is also 6. Okay, so now just let me take the screen down. Till here the steps are done, students. Okay, AP is 6, that is what we showed. Again I have done the figure, let me show you. So I got AP as 6 because AQ was 6. Now the total, the value of AB, see this. Yes, I'll just remove this. The value of AB is 16 and AP is 6. So how much will be the value of BP? The value of BP is going to be 16 minus 6, that is 10. So if BP is 10, BR is also going to be 10, and that is what we have to find out, tangents from point B. That is the value of BP and BR. Okay, very sure some students do it very properly. Okay, now the next sum, students, just have a look at the question. They have given triangle ABC is an equilateral triangle. So we know that each angle is going to be 60. That is the second step I have written here. I'll just put a tick. All angles are 60. And in the question they have given that bisector of angle B. Okay, so means what? See the figure I have shown here. I'll just highlight. Yes, this part I have shown. It is a bisector of angle B. So angle B is 60. So half of that is going to be 30. Okay, so angle CBP, okay, is going to be 30. I'm talking about this angle, what I have marked with green in the figure. Okay, now just see the figure, students. I'm talking about angle CBP. I'm showing with golden brown color. Okay, if this is 30, can I say this angle, see this CAP, this angle also 30? Can I say this angle is also 30? Okay, see, the reason is this: angle inscribed in the same arc. So angle B and angle A, I'm using single letters for you to understand. Angle B and angle A are angles inscribed in the same arc. So angle A is also 30 degree. Okay, that step I've written. So just let me remove all other things which are not required now. Okay, so I got this angle A, see the figure, as 30 degree. Now again have a look at the figure, students. If angle C, single letter I'm using again, is 60 degree, this angle is going to be 120 degree by linear pair. That step is here. Okay, by linear pair. Okay, yes. Now the last few steps, again have a look at the figure. I'm talking about triangle CQA. Okay, I'm showing with a brown color, you can see over here. Yes, angle CQA. Now in angle CQA, we already have two angles, that is angle A is 30, angle C is 30. So what will be angle Q? Angle Q is also going to be 30 by sum of angles of a triangle. So I got this angle as 30. Okay, now I have two angles equal. So can I say that it is nothing but an isosceles triangle? So if it is an isosceles triangle, can I say that CQ is equals to CA? Okay, I've done the marking in the figure, and that is what we have to prove. CQ equal to CA. The reason is converse of isosceles triangle. Okay, now students, actually this particular sum is from the old syllabus 9 standard sum, circle chapter. Yes. Let's see the next one. Okay, now I have already done certain markings in the figure, students. So let's see the first thing. They have given arc BC is 90, what I have shown with a pink highlight, and they have given that angle DBC, I have marked that in the figure. Angle DCB is 55. So if angle DCB is 55, so by inscribed angle theorem, can I say that arc DC, what I have marked with yellow, is 110? You can see those steps here. Okay, where I'm showing an arrow. Arc DC is 110. Now the property of circle, what we know. Okay, you can just have a look at the figure. The yellow arc is 110, the pink arc is 90. So how much will be the green arc? Okay, how do we do? From 360 we subtract 110 and 55. Okay, that is the next step over here. See this. Okay, from 360 we subtract 110 and 90, so we get as 160 degree. Now the question is you to find angle BCD. Okay, see the figure, angle BCD, we are talking about this. Let me remove all other things. Okay, yes. Now we have to find out which angle BCD. You have to find this angle. Okay, now we know that this angle is half of this arc. Which arc? DAB, half of this arc. Okay, and this arc we already found as 160 degree. So half of this arc means half of 160 is nothing but 80 degree. That is the step what I've done here. Okay, students, you can pause the video and take down the steps anytime. Okay, an important sum. Let's see the next one. Students, the next sum is a short important sum. Again, it is an old syllabus question bank of geometry. Okay, so if you have the book, you can have a look at this particular sum. Okay, so here they have given a right angle triangle. There is an circle inscribed in a right angle triangle where angle C is 90 degree, and they have given the sides also in form of small ABC, and you have to prove that twice of the radius is equals to A plus B minus C. Okay, so I have done the figure slightly bigger so that you can understand the step. Now the first step, students, is this. Okay, I'll just show you. That is from here till here. This is the first step. Okay, what is that? We have to prove that, see the figure, we have to prove that this particular part, quadrilateral DOCE, this quadrilateral is a square. This particular quadrilateral is a square. How do we do that? Have a look at the figure, and I've written the steps on the left hand side. So I'll be explaining you according to the steps. Okay, now see the figure. This angle is given as 90, angle C is 90, angle D and angle E is 90. Reason, tangent perpendicular to radius. So if three angles are 90, what will be the third angle? Angle O. Angle O is also 90. Okay, so now we have a quadrilateral whose all angles are 90. So what is that quadrilateral? that quadrilateral is a rectangle, students. It is not a square. Remember that. Okay, I've seen many students writing as each angle is 90, it is a square. No, when they say each angle is 90, first it is a rectangle. Now in this rectangle, if you see, I'll show you with a pink highlight. These two sides are equal. With the pink I have shown. These are nothing but radii of the same circle. So in a rectangle, if adjacent sides are equal, yes, then it is going to be a square. See here, I've written it is a square after I wrote adjacent sides are equal, that is DO equals to EO. Okay, only then it is a square. So I got it is a square. Now since it is a square, I can say that all sides are equal. Okay, let me take the screen down. Now have a look at the figure, students. All sides are equal. So CE and CD is also going to be R. Okay, now just see this. The total BC is given as A. So how much will be BD? A minus R. Right? Same way, AC is total given as B. So how much will be AE? B minus R. Okay, so if AE is B minus R, AF is also going to be B minus R. And if BD is A minus R, BF is also going to be A minus R, because these are tangents from external point. Okay, and those steps I've done here. See this. AF is equals to AE and BF equals to BD. So I get AE, I'm substituting the value, okay, as A minus R and B minus R, and AB equal to C. So what I get is C equals to A minus R plus B minus R. So then last step is what? I'm shifting minus R on the left hand side. So I will get 2R equals to A plus B, and I'm shifting C on the right hand side. I'll get minus C. Okay, an important sum, students, very important. Do this sum very properly. Okay, now the next sum, I've already done the figure. Here the figure is important because students, only the question is given, the figure is not given. Okay, so here we have chord AB, which is parallel to tangent, that is line L, and they have told that chord AB intersects the radius at the midpoint. So if you see the figure, QR and PR are equal. So I have done that PR is half of the radius because R is the midpoint, and when I join PB, that is R. Okay, so what I get here is, see this triangle, students, what I'm highlighting with green. I get a right angle triangle. Okay, I get a right angle triangle, and in this right angle triangle, I have to use Pythagoras theorem. That is this step, students. Okay, so whatever the steps I've written above this is the explanation what I told you just now. Okay, and remember the chord is given as 16 root 3. So half of the chord is 8 root 3. The 9th standard property, perpendicular from the center bisects the chord. So when I use Pythagoras theorem in the green triangle, what I have shaded, what I get is PB square equals to PR square plus BR square. Just substitute the value. So we get R square equals to R upon 2 bracket square plus 8 root 3 bracket square. Now I'm just squaring R upon 2 and shifting on the left hand side. I'm shifting over here. So what I'll get, R square minus R square upon 4. Now I'm doing LCM into 4 into 4. So the next step, what I get is 4R square minus R square upon 4 equals to 64 into 3. Now we are just solving. Okay, and after I shift 3 upon 4 on this side, what I get is 256, and R square is 256. So the value of R is 16. So the radius is 16. Okay, I hope all of you are understanding, students. Let's see the next one. The next one is a slightly easy sum. Okay, so they have given OP as 3. See the figure. If OP is 3, I can say that QO is also 3. So the total is going to be 6. Okay, so that is the diameter. Okay, fine. Arc PM is 120. Okay, I'll show you with a green highlight. Arc PM is 120. Okay, now if this arc is 120 and PQ is a diameter, so can I say that PMQ, arc PMQ is going to be 180? That is the first step I've written here, students. Arc PMQ is 180 because PQ is a diameter. So PMQ becomes a semicircle. So it has to be 180 degree. So if this arc PM is 120, what will be arc MQ? See, I'm showing with a red highlight. Yes, arc MQ is going to be 180 minus 120, that is 60 degree. That is the next step what I've done here. Okay, arc MQ is 60 degree. Now let me erase all other things from the figure. Yes, so I got arc MQ as 60 degree. I'm writing that in the figure. If arc MQ is 60, opposite to the arc, this angle P is going to be 30 degree. Okay, that property is nothing but inscribed angle theorem. Okay, so that step I've done here, inscribed angle theorem. So now I have a triangle. Okay, let me erase again everything. Now have a look at the triangle, students. PQM, angle P 30, angle Q 90. So can I say angle A as 60 degree? Yes, so it is nothing but a 30, 60, 90 triangle. And we have PQ. What is PQ? PQ is nothing but side opposite to 60 degree. Okay, so here we are using a 30, 60, 90 property. What is that? PQ is root 3 upon 2 times AP. That is side opposite to 30 degree, side opposite to 60 degree is root 3 upon 2 times the hypotenuse. We know the value of PQ. See the last step. So that is 6 equals to root 3 upon 2 into AP. After I shift, I get 12 upon root 3. The sum ends, but not the answer, because we have to rationalize. Always remember, students, okay, whenever in a calculation you have a denominator in the form of root, you have to rationalize it. Okay, so after rationalizing, what we get is 12 root 3 upon 3. So 1s are 4s are, my answer is 4 root 3. Okay, have a look at the sum and understand the sum very properly, students. Okay, now students, this particular sum is easy. Just have a look at the figure. I'll be doing some markings. So they have given angle AOB as 90 degrees. So can I say that arc AB is also 90? Arc AB is also 90. And if arc AB is 90, opposite to the arc, this angle is half of 90, that is 45 degree. Okay, so that is what I've done in steps till here. Arc ACB as 45 degree. Okay, so let me remove everything from the figure. Now just have a look at this particular triangle, triangle CAB. Okay, we are talking about this triangle CAB. So in this triangle CAB, I already have two angles, that is 45 and 30. I want to find angle CAB. So angle CAB is going to be 180 minus sum of the other two angles, that is 180 minus 75, 105 by sum of angles of a triangle. Okay, now let's see the second sum. Okay, students, now the second sum. Now the second sum I have divided into two parts, A and B. So part A is everything what I have shown in the figure. Okay, so AO is half of AB, that is 5 centimeters. Now if you see the figure very carefully, AC is given as 6 and AO is 5. So OC is going to be 6 minus 5, that is 1. And PQ and PC I've marked with red. Okay, these are nothing but the radii of the smaller circle. So OP is going to be 5 minus X. Okay, so I have written everything in the figure and in the theory. Now the next is the triangle. Okay, I'm talking about this triangle here, students. Okay, so that triangle I have shown bigger in size. So I'm putting all the values over here. That is OP is 5 minus X, PC is X, and OC is 1. Okay, now this is a right angle triangle. Again, they have nowhere given in the question, so we have to write the reason why it is 90 degree. Okay, see the first step, part B. Okay, so the first step is what? Angle PCO is 90 degree. Reason, tangent perpendicular to radius. Okay, so that reason is important. So since it is 90 degree, now I can use Pythagoras theorem to see the triangle and see the formula. PO square equals to PC square plus CO square. That is Pythagoras theorem. Now I'm just substituting the value. That is 5 minus x bracket square equals to x square plus 1. Next step, I have to open the bracket. So this 25 minus 10x plus x square is the identity, a minus b bracket square equals to x square plus 1. 1 square is 1. Now I can cancel x square from both sides. So what I get is 25. I'm shifting 1, minus 1 equals to 10x. So 10x equals to 24. After I divide by 10, I get r equals to 2.4. So the radius of the inner circle is 2.4. Okay. Now see the next one, students. Again, the third sum I have divided into two parts, part A and part B. Part A is similar to the sum what you have done, okay, in question number 7, that we have to prove that it is a square. Okay. Now have a look at this quadrilateral, students. I'll mark with green. Okay, I'm talking about this quadrilateral. Okay, again, as I said, you cannot prove this quadrilateral directly as a square. So the first step is you have to prove it as a rectangle. Then as adjacent sides are equal, it is a square. Okay, so the first step is rectangle and then it is a square. So see the steps. Two angles, angle P and angle S is 90. Tangent perpendicular to radius. Angle D is 90, which is given in the question. So the fourth angle is also 90, remaining angle. And as adjacent sides are equal, that is PO is equals to OS here. Okay. Yes. So I can say that it is a square. Now let me remove the highlight. Now see the figure, students. As it is a square, I can say that DP and DS is also R. Okay. Yes. Now that is what we will be requiring in B part. Okay. So we proved that it is a square. Now we have all sides as R. Okay. Now see BC. BC is given as 38. Okay. And QB is given as 27. So CQ, this part is going to be 38 minus 27. That is what I have written here. 38 minus 27, that is 11. Now if CQ is 11, can I say CS is also 11? These two are equal. Reason, tangents from external point. Okay, that step is here, tangents from external point. So I can say that CS is also 11. So see what I got. CQ is 11 and CS is 11. Now see the figure. If this total is 25 and CS is 11, how much will be DS? This step. So DS is 25 minus 11, that is 14. And DS is nothing but the radius of the circle. So the radius is 14. Okay, two steps. First step, we proved this quadrilateral as a square, and the next step we are doing simple calculations for tangents from external point. Okay, let's see the next sum, students. And again, important and very easy sum. Yes, we are using basic concept of tangents. Okay, but now here the important thing is construction. See what I have written. Okay, we have to prove that AB equal to CD. So what I have done is I have extended AB and CD such that they intersect at point P. See the figure. I've done the construction. So the tangent AB and CD I'm extending backwards, means towards the right, so that they intersect at point P. Okay, now just see the smaller circle. Okay, for the smaller circle, can I say that BP equals to DP? See, I've marked statement 1 here. Okay, PB equals to PD. Reason, tangents from external point. Now think as if this smaller circle is not there. Think as if this smaller circle is not there and points B and D are also not there. So can I say that AP is congruent to CP, tangents from external point? That I've done here. See, students. Okay, AP is congruent to PC. Right? Now let me remove all things from the figure. Now from the figure, can I say that AP is equals to PB plus AB? And here, can I say PC is equals to PD plus CD? That is what I've written here. Okay. Yes. Now, we know that PB is equals to PD. See the next step. PD is equals to PB. Why? These are tangents from external point. Okay. So, next step, can I cancel PB on both sides? And what I get is AB is equals to CD. That is what we have to prove. Okay. We are using 2 times tangent from external point. PB will cancel. So we get AB equal to CD. Okay. It's a simple and an important sum, students. Students, next sum, definitely an important sum. This is actually a board sum 2020. Okay. So make sure that you understand this very properly. We have 3 circles touching each other. I've done the figure with centers ABC. So when I join the centers, I get triangle ABC, and they have given the values of AB, BC and AC. So the question is, you have to find the radii of each circle. So I've written, let X, Y, Z be the radii of each circle. Now let us understand this 3 steps, students, where I'm putting a bracket. Let us understand these 3 steps. See the figure. Can I say AB is equals to X plus Y? That is nothing but given as 36. Can I say BC equals to Y plus Z? That is given as 32. And can I say AC equals to X plus Z? That is equals to 30. Why? The property is externally touching circles, because when the circles touch each other externally, the distance between their center is equals to sum of the radii. That property we are using. Okay, so I have equation 1, 2 and 3. Okay, now if you see equation 1, 2 and 3, students, we have 3 unknowns and 3 equations. Means this is 3 equations having 3 variables, right? We have done 2 equations and 2 variables. This is 3 equations and 3 variables. So the steps what I'm showing are not the only steps to solve the sums, but these are the easiest steps what you can remember during exam. So that is why I'm showing you this. Okay, you can have different methods also to find the values of X, Y, Z. So the first step, okay, see I'm highlighting with pink, is what I'm adding all the 3 equations. Yes, so when I add all the 3 equations, what I'll do is I will add everything on the left hand side. See I'm highlighting with yellow. If I add everything on the left hand side, what I get? X plus Y plus Z plus X plus Z. Matlab, here what you see is everything is double. So see what I'm writing here. See the next step. 2x plus 2y plus 2z equals to, and when I add all the right hand sides, that is 36 plus 32 plus 30, I get 98. Now after that, I'm taking 2 common and dividing by 2. After I divide by 2, I get x plus y plus z as 49. Okay, so I got one more equation where I have all the 3 variables, x plus y plus z equals to 49. So what I'll do, see the B part. See the B part, I've written the equation again, that is x plus y plus z is 49. Now from here, what is x plus y? See the first equation, what I marked 1. What is x plus y? X plus y is nothing but 36. So if x plus y is 36, and that 36, if I shift here, I get the value of z as 13. Okay, now I got the value of z as 13. Okay, now see this step. See the second equation, y plus z equals to 32. I have the value of z. What I shift on the right hand side, I get the value of y as 32 minus 13, that is 19. And let me take the third equation, that is x plus z equals to 30. In that I have the value of z as 13, and after I shift the value of z, I get x as 17. So these are the 3 radii. So your final statement should be the radii of the 3 circles are 13, 17 and 19. Okay, So students, with this we finished with the second part, that is the HOTS of circle chapter. And make sure that this you do it very properly. It is very important.